Are your workouts actually ruining your health? It sounds crazy, right? We are constantly taught to push ourselves to the absolute limit to see results. But the hard truth is that exercise is a physiological drug, and the dose absolutely matters. Without proper pacing, the very workouts meant to heal you can actually open your body up to sickness, chronic fatigue, and burnout. Let's look at the invisible science of what's happening. First, let's talk about your body's frontline defense. It's called secretory IgA. This is a crucial antibody that lives in your mouth, your gut, and your lungs. Sometimes it's often called SIGA. Think of SIGA like biological Velcro. Its job is to physically trap viruses and bacteria before they can make you sick. When we pace our workouts correctly, we give this defense system a boost. But when we push too hard for too long, we pull our security guards completely off duty. All right. Next is something most people completely ignore: the 90-minute gut threshold. When we engage in high intensity exercise for over 90 minutes, your body has to adapt. It shunts up to 80% of its blood flow away from your digestive system. The power your working muscles. That's what they do. It powers your working muscles to power it. This oxygen starvation physically breaks open your gut's tight junctions. Toxins can leak into your blood, triggering massive internal inflammation, chronic bloating, and systematic exhaustion. This leads right into the cortisol trap. We've heard of that one. Prolonged extreme training spikes your cortisol, which is your primary stress hormone. High cortisol temporarily paralyzes your virus fighting white blood cells. We don't need our white blood cells paralyzed. This creates what immunologists call the open window of physical vulnerability. For 3 to 24 hours after a brutal, unpaced workout, your immune system is heavily suppressed, leaving you completely unprotected against common colds and viruses. Now, you might ask, why do some athletes train hard and never get sick? The answer lies in what I call the lifestyle matrix. Excuse me. Your brain and nervous system cannot tell the difference between physical stress from a hard workout and physiological stress from your job, from relationships, or lack of sleep. It all pours into the same bucket. Y'all, it all goes right back in the same place. If you take a brutal 90-minute workout on top of a 50-hour workout, a 50-hour work week, and 5 hours of sleep, your immune system will eventually crash. So how do we fix this? We learn to pace for true performance. First, track your intensity and mix in low intensity zone 2 recovery sessions. Second, fuel wisely. Eating complex carbs during long training blocks can blunt your cortisol spike. And finally, listen to the matrix. If your sleep is low or your life stress is high, scale your workout back. Pacing it's excuse me, pacing isn't lazy. It's the smartest way to protect, your gut, your energy, and your immunity. But this isn't just theory. This is a physical reality. To show you exactly what this looks like in action, and how shifting from brute force to intentional pacing can completely rebuild your health from the inside out, I want you to listen to the story of a lady named Sarah. All right? Stay tuned.
Meet Sarah. She's a high-achieving professional whose intense story reveals the absolute hidden dangers of corporate burnout. She desperately tried sweating out her immense daily corporate stress under intense, flashing neon gym lights. She was already grinding through grueling 50-hour work weeks under cold, unforgiving fluorescent office lights. To cope, she literally forced her fatigued body through 90-minute high-intensity spin classes 5 days a week. But her body rebelled. She was trapped in an invisible, painful survival mode, feeling deep, bone-crushing fatigue. Her nervous system was completely overloaded. She heavily relied on massive cups of black coffee just to function. Let's look under the hood. What exactly is the invisible science behind this intense physical and mental strain? Those extreme 90-minute rides, they dangerously spiked her cortisol, constantly pushing her system into sheer biological panic. This intense physical strain completely crashed her SI agea, which is her body's primary immune shield against sickness. This left her highly vulnerable in the open window, explaining those severe respiratory colds she kept catching. She thought she was burning stress, but she was actually diverting blood flow, causing chronic gut damage and bloating. So she worked with a coach to begin the transformation. It was time for a smarter, restorative philosophy. The first major change? Slashing those grueling 90-minute workouts down to a highly effective, condensed 30 minutes. She swapped the empty grind for gentle Zone 2 forced walks, natural sunlight, and deep restorative sleep. Just 12 weeks later, this smart protocol eased her entirely out of survival mode into a radiant transformation. Her new reality featured vibrant, natural energy, a totally bloat-free flat stomach, and a fully restored immune system. By finally stepping back and pacing her output, Sarah unlocked true, sustainable health alongside high-level corporate performance. Her journey beautifully proves that doing less is often the absolute biological key to achieving so much more. So, looking closely at your own daily routine, are you pacing your life or just punishing your body?
That was an incredible story, right? So Sarah, she thought she was building resilience, but she was actually tearing her body down. The foundational energy, not just her body, but her energy. Um, when you are already dealing with mental and emotional stress, forcing your body through a grueling, unpaced workout sends your body into survival mode. All right. So, pacing isn't doing less. It's not doing less. I have to pace myself, and I do a lot. Okay. It isn't doing less. It's optimizing how your energy is spent. We have to, look at that. Definitely. Elite athletes They don't run at 100% sprint for a marathon. They pace themselves. When they start those long, grueling marathons, they pace themselves. They go at a certain speed the whole time. They pace it. They don't go real fast and then get tired and have to slow down. You know what I'm saying? So they pace themselves the whole time. A steady speed, a speed that they can keep up the whole time. That's what you got to look at. What you can keep up. Okay? Pacing yourself means checking your internal dashboard before you start. Okay? If Sarah's stress levels are at 9 out of 10, a paced workout means choosing restorative, steady state movement, like a power walk or a controlled strength session that lowers cortisol instead of high intensity circuit that obliterates your cortisol levels. Okay. When Sarah finally embraced the pacing, something incredible happened to her. She stopped dragging herself through the day. Her sleep improved. Her chronic fatigue lifted, and she actually became more productive. Right? Don't let your drive achieve ruin your health. All right? God bless.